Welcome, viewing several once again to my little series I like to call Hands Up, Who Loves a Train Set? Me. Right, so this time I'm looking at a Jouef set. Now this is a French made set, and in the last episode we looked at a Playcraft set. Now Playcraft were originally made by Jouef for Metoy under license and sold in the United Kingdom. I do think that this set is a French set because there is a Playcraft sticker, but it's been stuck on the set, so it's not. And I know that later on in the Playcraft, when they were selling them later on by the late 60s, they were selling the French sets and just putting a sheet with English translations inside the box, and there were no differences. So in the last episode we saw one that was produced for the British market, and they were named after different British railway stations. But this one, I think, I kind of like the atmospheric picture on there. I think was a French set exclusively. I'm going to just have a quick look at some of the other bits of the box. You can see it's all French, although it says made in France in English. So it's maybe one of the viewers will know, but I think this is one of the later sets that was just a French market set that then had a Playcraft sticker put on it to be sold in the UK. Now I think also this is a higher quality set than the low end Playcraft sets, but it does seem to have the same track. Now what I don't know is whether the French sets, I think the track still says made by Jouef for Playcraft, so I don't know whether the French market sets would have had different track, or whether they just, by this point, they had all that, they were just using that track in both types of set. So I don't really know, I haven't been able to find that out, but that would be interesting to know if anybody does know. But I'm guessing that this probably is late 60s, could be early 70s. So I don't think it's much later than that though. But again, I only really know, most of my books are only about UK stuff, so like the Ramsay's book and things. So I don't know a great deal about the Jouef stuff in France. But I do like continent. I like all train sets, and I do like a French, a German, Italian, whatever sets as well. So we're going to have a look inside the box now. Right, here we are. So you could see inside the box, certainly it's Jouef branded, it's HO scale, and it's known as Alpenrose set. The inside of the box lid, there's a few things. It just tells you different ways you can power the thing and different ways you can extend the set. So this is a step up from the Playcraft set, which is a basic starter set. This one, it's more leaning towards model railway and expansion and building it into a layout. So it is a bit better. But if we look at the track, let's have a look if I can. I don't know whether I can actually get this on camera. But again, it says number 470, made in France, Jouef for Playcraft, radius 325mm, and it gives you the radius in imperial, which is 12 3/4 inch. So this track seems to have survived better condition, and that may be because the box has got these moulded pieces and it hasn't been able to straighten out as much, or it may just not have been played with as much. It's really difficult to say when a set's this old. But you can see it's got two lovely coaches. So this is effectively like a Pullman coach. It's a Wagonly one, which is obviously very similar luxury class to Pullman. I don't know if you can pick that out, but it's got the little lamps on the tables, so there is some interior detail. It's fairly lightweight, and you've got I think they are metal wheels on this particular one. It's difficult to tell in this light because they are quite dirty. I think maybe they are plastic wheels and metal axles. Again, it says it's made in France for Playcraft, so maybe they sold the Playcraft in France as well. I don't know. When these licensing deals are going on, all sorts of things happen. I think this one is the sleeping car, so you can see there's a corridor in that. I don't know if you can make that out. And then on the other side, presumably these would be the bedroom windows, but they're blacked out because, you know, it's the sleeper. So you've got a sleeper and a sort of Pullman, well, wagonly dining car. So it's quite nice, sleeping car. It's got a little crest on it. I mean, they're pretty nice. You can see the couplings are, you know, the Continental couplings more than the Playcraft British sets have got, similar to the hook and bar ones, which are, you know, tension lock. And the locomotive itself, now I haven't done any research on this, so I should have done really, but it's pretty nice looking. I did open it up and had a look inside, and I gave it some oil. It's an odd construction. The motor's in the middle. If you take off this, there's a weight in there and it comes off, and then you can get access to the motor from underneath. But the body does pop off, and it's got one of those mechanisms that drives a shaft that drives each bogie from the middle. And you can see there the gears are kind of plastic looking things, but they seem to work okay. I mean, the main point I needed to put oil was on that shaft that runs through the middle. There's bearings on there, and as soon as I oiled that, it actually started running much more smoothly. So it's an old loco. I don't think it's super high end, but it is, I think you'll agree, it's very nice. It's got some of these little details on it, and it's certainly unusual if you're in, you know, in the UK. So yeah, I rather like it. As I say, I'm going to run it. I'll give it a run. I did run it on this track, but it wasn't that smooth because it's warped, and the track was quite warped, and there was the weight of the train was moving it around a lot, and I had quite a lot of derailments, particularly on the coaches. So I'm going to put the same as I did for the Playcraft set. I'm going to run it using my Pico loop that fits on here, and we'll see what it's like on the track. Okay, so we're on the track, and I've had to refilm this because I had some issues with the camera focus. I'm doing it one more time, and I hope that this works. I don't know why it did it, but it was just going in and out of focus constantly. So I've reset it up. I got a nice pint of Guinness, which is a nitro surge poured pint, which is quite good. The results are variable. That's not a bad head though for a home pint. Split the G. There you go. Now, I did look up these trains. They are the 67,000 class diesel, built in the 60s for SNCF. Apparently they're still in use today, and they are an iconic French diesel locomotive, and they are lovely looking things, and this model looks very much like the prototype. I also had a quick look around to see when this set might have come out through old catalogues, and it was in the Playcraft catalogue from about 1964, so 61 years ago. So yeah, could be that old. Anyway, let's get her running. But before I do that, I'm just gonna, there's a problem with the right, okay. I've got a little issue here with the power, and it's not the fault of anything here. It's just how Jerry rigged it up. Right. So that's running very nicely. I hope this will stay in focus this time. Right, we'll speed her up. That's a nice, quite fast speed. Unrealistic top whack is that. And then we'll slow her back down to the sort of speed that I like to run them would be around here. Right, let's see if it will go the other way. I did have some problems in the first video, but it wasn't actually what I thought it was. It was more to do with the way the connector, just the way I bodged it into that connector. So there we go. And that's about as slow as it will go. It's a bit crunchy at these speeds because of the way the gearing works, but so overall I think it's a beautiful looking train, lovely loco, and the coaches are lovely. And given that this is probably this is, you know, in the catalogue in the 60s, this is probably quite like 60 years old. It runs well, it looks really good. I think if you compare it to other coaches, they're not, compared to today's coaches, they're obviously not as detailed or as quality, but I think for the time, if you put it in context, what else was around, this is on a par with anything else that was around at the time, and this is a really nice set. So once again, I thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one. Let's just give it another lap. I want to see if the focus will stay on this time. I had to scrap the last running video because every time it went round the back end of the loop, the camera was refocusing. It looked terrible, so I'm hoping that it's going to come out alright. So we'll find out when I edit it. So anyway, once again, thanks for watching.